you feel it too? That presence, that strange chill that starts at the base of your neck and runs down your spine like a frozen current. That sense that something's wrong, but you can't quite explain what. There's no one around, no unusual sound, and yet it feels like something is watching you. We learn to ignore it, to call it fatigue, stress. But what if it's none of that? What if it's exactly what you're thinking, but you're too afraid to admit? Because some stories were made to be forgotten, and when you start to remember, that's when the danger begins. What you're about to hear isn't just a scary story. It's not an urban legend, not a creepypasta. This is something that's passed silently through generations. A shadow that lives at the edges of Navajo culture and should have stayed there. Skinwalkers are not monsters like Hollywood told you. They're not beasts chasing you through the woods with sharp teeth. They're far worse. They're human, or at least they used to be. When I was a child, my grandmother taught me something I never understood. Until now. She used to say, "Don't talk about them at night. They hear you." And she never said it as a joke. Her voice trembled like someone repeating pain learned firsthand, and I laughed. Just like any kid laughs at their superstitious grandma. But there was one night that still haunts me. A wildfire was approaching our village. Authorities ordered everyone to evacuate. The neighbors left, but not her. She locked every door, turned off every light, and knelt in the center of the room holding an old necklace made of bones and feathers. I screamed, I begged, but she only murmured in Navajo, repeating a name I had never heard before, a name that froze my blood even though I didn't understand it. She said the fire was safe, that the real danger walked on two legs and borrowed a face. By morning, the fire had veered away from the house as if something had pushed it back. No one could explain it, but what convinced me forever were the footprints, deep prints all around the house, moving from window to window and stopping. Right at my bedroom window, footprints that didn't belong to any known animal, too big, too long, marked with strange grooves, as if whatever walked there was carrying something unnatural. After that, my grandmother never spoke again, and I never slept peacefully. I started researching, digging into the stories everyone avoided. And what I found was worse than I imagined. Skinwalkers are real, but they're not spirits, not ghosts. They're people who broke their sacred vows and transformed for revenge, for power, for pain. They chose to stop being human, and with that they gained something no monster has: emotional intelligence. They know how to hide, how to manipulate you, and worse, how to look like someone you love. Some say they've heard their names whispered in the desert. Some have seen shadows on the road, figures that mimic the voices of dead relatives. I once got a message from a trucker driving through Arizona at night. He saw the reflection of his mother in his rearview mirror. The problem? His mother had been buried 5 years earlier, and she called him by his childhood nickname, a name no one else knew. Still think this is all exaggerated? Then know this. Even Navajo elders avoid speaking about them, because speaking is like lighting a signal, like opening a window. And you've already opened yours, just by being here, just by watching this. They don't need to be summoned, they only need attention. They feed off your curiosity, your doubt, your fear. You know what's cruelest of all? Not everyone who became a skinwalker was cursed. Some chose it. They knew what they were doing. Healers who crossed the line. Shamans who abandoned healing to embrace pain. And when that happens, They don't die like we do. They become something else, something that moves between worlds, that wears skins like clothes, that adopts voices like masks, that watches silently, waiting, lurking. And maybe now you understand why some things should never be said out loud, why there are names that should never be spoken, and why when you hear a strange noise in the middle of the night, maybe it's not just the wind, maybe it's someone or something trying to see how much truth you can handle, how far your mind can go before it breaks. In the desert, the absence of sound is a lie, because in the absolute silence, there is listening, there is watching. And if you think you're alone, think again. They know when you think about them, and when you think, you call, and when you call, they come. If this made sense to you, comment below. I'm here. Sometimes leaving a trace is the only way to avoid being forgotten. Sometimes writing one sentence is all that stands between you and something that's been watching you for far longer than you realize. They're listening, and now, so are you.